What is up, guys? In this video we're going to review a $1,500 all-white PC build, and let's get started by reading the request on Reddit. So we have someone that is asking for help. He's saying that he is being a console player all of his life and he wants an all-white build that can handle modded Minecraft with shaders and games such as GTA, Fortnite, Stardew Valley, Farming Sim, story games, roughly for around $1,500. He doesn't know anything about building computers, so first of all, you came to the right place. In this channel, we do everything about building computers. I have plenty of videos on my channel on how to build PCs. You can watch PAV build guides, videos that shows you how to build a computer. And in this video, we're going to go through the part list that I made for you. And I want to kind of explain why I chose the parts that I chose and also guide you a little bit through the building process and kind of what you should expect. Of course, if you will have any questions and you want to know anything further, you can comment down below or contact me in one of my socials. So if you need any help, it's free, and this is what I'm here for. If this is the first time we are meeting, just so you know, I have plenty of experience building computers. I worked in a local computer shop for around 6 years. I've built over 100 computers to this day, and I have a lot of experience with it. So, of course, if you need help with the building the computer itself, also, this is something that I can help you with. And again, it is for free. I don't charge anything for that. So feel free and feel welcome. So let's talk a little bit about the build. I will start with the case, okay, because I think this will give you kind of an idea on how the build should look like. So the case that I chose for this build is the Montech XR, and I actually did a review, or kind of a review, more a discussion about this case on my channel. I will put like a link over here. You can watch it if you want. I think it's a great case. It features the new style, like modern style of cases, which has the double side glass side panel, so you have a clear view of all of the components inside the computer. And this case comes in black and white, so I went with the white version, of course. It has also a pretty modern I/O in the front, and this case will be perfect if you want, for example, to showcase it on your table, but if you want to put it on the floor also, it's totally fine. This is a little bit how it will look like with PC components inside, but as you can see here, some of the components here are black. We, of course, chose everything in white. And this case is not small, it's not big, it's somewhere in the middle. It will give you a pretty good upgradability options if you want to upgrade the computer. But I think with the parts list that I made for you, you won't see any need to upgrade for at least the next 3 years with this kind of a build. Other than that, it has pretty good build quality, and I think it looks fantastic, so this will be a very good option. It goes on sale right now on Amazon for $69.90. And the main part that will be visible in this case, of course, is the motherboard. And with the motherboard, I decided to go with the Gigabyte B650 Aorus Elite AX motherboard. And this motherboard will give you pretty much everything you need, no questions asked in terms of performance, and also connectivity, and also upgradability if you want to upgrade. So let's talk a little bit about the motherboard. So the B650E Aorus Elite X AX is probably one of the best motherboards of this generation of the AM5 platform. It not only offers very good performance and reliability when it comes to power delivery to all the components in the system, but it has also some more features that I really like. First of all, you have a very rich I/O port or I/O panel to be more precise, at the back. So you can see plenty of USB ports to connect all of your peripherals to this PC. You have also a modern Type-C at the back, not only on the front with the case over here, but you will have also Type-C at the back if this is something that is important for you. You have a 2.5 gigabit LAN connection and also Wi-Fi 6, which is very important. Another thing that I really like about this motherboard is this button, little button right here. This is the Q Flash Plus button. This allows you basically to upgrade the BIOS, which is the software of the motherboard, without installing any CPU or RAM into the system, which is a great feature. If you want a computer that will have an upgrade path, being able to upgrade the software of your motherboard without needing any other components, it's a great feature to have. And talking from experience, it can literally save your life sometimes, because I had to upgrade my CPU once, and once I sold my old one, when I tried to put the new one, it didn't support it because the software wasn't up to date. And because I had this little button over here, I was able to upgrade the software on my motherboard, and then it worked perfectly fine. So this is a very lifesaver feature that I pretty much search in every motherboard when I buy a motherboard these days. Now let's talk a little bit about the expansion slots that it has. So you can occupy up to 4 DDR5 RAM memory sticks on this board. You also have not only 1, 2, and 3 M.2 storage devices that you can attach on this motherboard, and we'll talk about storage later. You also have SATA ports if you want to install any old hard drives that you might have, or if you want to expand more storage in the future. This is a very future-rich motherboard. It is a full ATX motherboard that will go nicely inside our Montech case. Okay, as you can see, it also completes our color scheme. It has this kind of like silver white with a little bit of black theme to it, and I think it will look really, really nice. And also in terms of performance, this is one of the best performing motherboards in this generation, so it will be more than enough, really. You like, this is what I would pick probably for myself if I would build this computer for myself. And to go with this motherboard, what I chose for the CPU is the Ryzen 7 7800X. Now, I did try to go with the Ryzen 7 7800X 3D, which is pretty much one of the best gaming CPUs right now on the market, but it was a little bit over budget. As you can see, the 7800X 3D goes for almost $400 right now, and you can get the 7700X for $264, which is much, much cheaper, and it will still give you more than enough performance for the games that you want. And because you can also upgrade in the future, if for whatever reason in like a year or two down the road you would want to upgrade to this CPU, which is one of the best gaming CPUs on the planet, you will be able to do so. Even if you want to upgrade to the 9800X 3D, which is the newer version of this CPU, which is very expensive right now, you will also be able to do so, because the AM5 platform supports all of these CPUs, and because your motherboard also has the feature that I talked about with flashing your BIOS, the motherboard software, without needing any CPU, it's pretty much a no-brainer to go, especially at this price point. I think it fits the build very nicely, and of course this is a very, very strong, powerful CPU that will handle any game you will throw at it. And even if you want to do some other kind of work, maybe you want to learn, I don't know, video editing or do music production or whatever you want, this is a very strong CPU to get. Now, the next part in our system will be the RAM. Now, RAM, it's a bit of pain to choose right now because there is a huge shortage in RAM modules, and it's very hard to find something good in a good price. I did manage to find this kit from Patriot. This is the Viper Venom. It features a 6000 megahertz transfer speed with a timing of CL36. And timing for gaming is very important. You want this number to be as low as possible. Ideally, you want to go as low as CL30, but again, because RAM prices right now are pretty high and it's very hard to actually find any kits, this is the one that I managed to find that was in a reasonable price. If you take a look on modules right now on PC Part Picker, which is the website that I use to search and see all the products, you can see that the prices here right now are very high, and some of them, when you go actually to the product page on Amazon, it's actually not available. For example, if you want to buy this G-Skill, I think, yeah, go to the product page and there's no feature offers available. So yeah, it's very hard to find RAM right now. I did manage to find this kit, which is a very good kit. Unfortunately, it's not completely white, which I think it's okay. It does have some white silver element to it, and I think it will go nicely with our motherboard, which also has this kind of white silver theme to it. And what's good about this kit, it's 32 gigabytes. It's more than enough for gaming, for whatever you want to do with this PC. It will be able to handle it. Now, for storage, I did try to go with a 2 terabyte drive at first, but again, the prices right now for storage are also a little bit high. I did manage to find this Clev Cras C910, which unfortunately right now went out of stock. Okay, so we are going to pick a different one. Let's do this live right now. So as you can see, because there's a very huge demand for storage and RAM right now, it is hard to find like basically products to buy in those categories, but we will do our best, and we want to have a PCI Gen 4. I think it's the most reasonable one to get in this price range. It will offer very good speed and also loading times when you load maps in your games. And let's see what we can get else here for around this price range. The Kingston NV3, this is also a very good drive. I'll probably go with this one. This is only like $4 more, and I think it should be available right now on Amazon. Let's take a look. No, this one is also not available right now. Okay, let's pick a different one. So we're gonna get, let's see what we can get here. This Western Digital Black is actually a very good drive. Let's see if it is available. It says it's available on December. So I don't know how soon are you planning to buy your computer, but either one of these options, if you can get it, it's very good. Let's see if there's actually another option here that we can go with. Maybe this Team Group. This Team Group is also a good drive, the MP44L. It's a little bit more expensive, but it has faster availability, so you can get it by Monday, November 24. It is $87 right now, which is a little bit higher than usual, but again, because of the shortage and it's very hard to find storage and RAM right now, this is pretty much the only option we have right now, which is reasonable, and it still put our build at around 1500, which is okay. Okay, so let's talk next about the graphic card. So for a graphic card, I really didn't want to spare also the white color, and I also wanted to get a good video card that will hold all your games together. And I managed to find this this Asus 5070 RTX 5070 on Amazon right now on sale for $600. I think it's a great option. I actually have a very similar 5070 myself. Let me actually show you. So I bought the ASUSTUF gaming version of the 5070, which is a black one with slightly different cooler. But this one is also a very good graphics card, and for this price we also get it on a white color. Let me put my GPU in a safe place so I won't destroy it. So yeah, this is a very similar cooler to what I have, and I also have the RTX 5070. I just recently did a video where I showed how I upgraded my power supply and my graphics card with this exact graphics card. So if you something that you would be interesting to watch, you can definitely go ahead and watch. And I think it'll be great. A 5070 has 12 gigs of memory. It will be more than enough if you want to play on full HD resolution or even on 2K resolution. I myself use a 2K monitor right here on my gaming station, and I did also some testing with this card, and it gives plenty of FPS and it holds very, very nicely. It's a modern card that will give you all the performance you need, and of course you can always upgrade in the future. So I didn't go too much over the top, but I also didn't compromise the performance with going with like a 5060 Ti or anything like that. This is pretty much the sweet spot, especially with the CPU that we chose, which is the 7700X. Now, to power on this graphic card, we need a good power supply. And thankfully, I managed to find a good power supply that comes from a less known brand, which is Vetru. And it is a new brand in the power supply space. But what I really liked about this power supply, first of all, of course, it's white, which is very important for us, and it has white cables. What it also has, the new type of connectors that you need for the 5000 series and also the 4000 series graphics card. So if you take a look over here, I hope you can see it on my camera, but there's a new type of connector that you need to power these graphics cards than what it used to be in the past. And this is the connector right here. You can see it over here. And this power supply has a new type of built-in connector that you can plug directly to your graphic card, and it is much safer to use than using any other adapters. So it supports our graphics cards, which is great. What is also great about this power supply is it is 850 watt, which is a little bit more than what we really need for the 5070. The 5070 is not a power hungry card, so even if you go with like a 750 watt power supply, which what Nvidia recommends for these graphics cards, it's totally fine. But because I want to save the upgrade path for you in the future, I wanted to go with this 851 unit. So if you will upgrade your graphics card in the future, you don't have to change your power supply, as I did in my video, as I mentioned before. So yeah, this is a great one. And also it has some more things that are important to know. For example, it has an 80 plus gold rating, which means that it is a very efficient power supply and doesn't waste too much energy. As you can see here, all the cables that comes with it are in white, of course. It also has a silent mode, which means that the power supply fan won't turn on until it reaches a certain workload. When, for example, when you're gaming, then it will turn on and cool your system, but when you're not, it won't turn on, and it helps to keep the longevity of the power supply. It also comes with a 10-year warranty, which is great. And I even double checked to see if this is a really good power supply. There is actually a list that is called the PSU tier list. And this is basically a list that shows you all the power supplies in tiers, and you can search for a power supply to know if it's good or not. So if you go to this list, and if you want, I will put a link down below, and you search for Vetru, you can see it's actually showing up in the tier B on the list, which is mid-range, which is very good because the highest tier that you can get is a tier A. So we're getting a tier B. It's actually great. Most of the time you want to aim to get a tier C or a tier B power supply. Now, bear in mind that the tier B here says that the GV1000 is the one that they spec for the tier B on the list, but because it is the same model, like let me show you the 1000 watt version. This is the one. Okay, you can see it's basically pretty much the same power supply. So I would trust, if this one is a tier B, I would definitely trust this one as well. It's very low in price. This is what's good about less known brands. You can sometimes find very good units. Actually, in the build guide that I did, like the video that I did where I upgraded my GPU and my power supply, I also bought some not very known brand power supply, but after looking at reviews on it, I saw it's a very good one. So yeah, sometimes you can save a little bit and go for something less known, but if it's good, it's good, you know. And I think it fits nicely in our build in terms of the price, the color, the quality, and I would definitely buy it if this was my build, no question asked. So this is what I went for with the power supply. And other than that, I think all we have left to talk about is the cooler. So to remind you, we have, let's see, where is our case? Our case over here. So we talked about a case. We have the motherboard that goes inside that case. Okay. We have the RAM. Where is it? Okay, so we have the slightly white accents on the RAM as well, so it will go on our motherboard. By the way, if you don't know the reason why you want to go with a 2-stick kit and not 1 or 4, it's better for stability in your system, and also it helps performance. It's not a good idea to occupy all 4 slots. It's better to have 2 because the motherboards these days know to work only in a dual channel mode and not a quad channel like it used to be way back, maybe like 10-15 years ago, with only specific motherboards. So 2-stick kit, this is the one you want. And of course we said we have the white RTX 5070. So this is how it looks like. It's a very nice, good looking card, very similar to what I have over here. Slightly different type of cooler and slightly different type of branding, but it is still a very good card. I actually almost bought this card with the black version and not the Asus TUF Gaming one, which I have. But then I saw a sale on the TUF Gaming, so I got this one instead. But they're very similar, very good performance. They're very quiet and they look very nice. And it's Asus, which are known for very reliable graphics card, and I will trust it 100%. So we have that to go with our motherboard and with our case. And as we said, we also have the white power supply with the white cables, which will look fantastic. It will look really, really nice in our case. And the last piece of the puzzle will be the cooler. So the cooler here, I chose a water cooling solution, which I know it's not the best in terms of reliability. You would prefer to go with an air cooler instead, and it actually will be a little bit cheaper. I will show you an example for a good air cooler in a moment. But the reason why I did want to go with a water cooling is because if we are going to, show a flashy system that looks really, really nice, I think a water cooling solution will fit the build very nicely in our case. And this is a good cooler from Thermalright. This is the Aqua Elite 360. It's a very affordable water cooling solution that will go nicely in our Montec case over here at the top. Just imagine how it will look like with the motherboard. Yes, we have the motherboard right over here. We have our white graphics card right in the middle, right over here, and you'll have the water cooling with the white tubes going from the top, and you'll have also RGB with the cooler itself, and you can also sync all the RGB together, which is really, really nice. I also made a video on how to sync RGB in your system using a software called OpenRGB. So this is also something you can do. And what's good about Thermalright is they offer very good performance for the price, and they are also very easy to install. So although it is water cooling, and I know it sounds a little bit scary, especially if this is your first gaming PC, it's not that hard. I did it many times. I know it could be a little bit scary at the beginning, but if you watch, they also have guides on how to install the cooler, so you can watch a guide, and it's really, really not that hard, and it's actually a lot of fun, and I think it will look very, very good. But if you want something more reliable and a little bit cheaper, if you want to get to that 1500 price range and not to go above, what you can do instead of going with this cooler, we can go with a Thermalright white air cooler instead. So let me show you an example for a good air cooler from Thermalright. Will be something like this one. So this is the Thermalright Assassin King SE ARGB. This is pretty much half of the price of the water cooling solution. It's a very good cooler that will hold our CPU nicely. Okay, you can see how it looks over here on our motherboard. It's a bit easier to install, and it is more reliable because there is no water, there's no pumps. It's just a block with a fan on it that cools your CPU. If the fan, for whatever reason, breaks anytime, you can easily replace that. A fan can cost you like 10-20 bucks, which is very, very cheap and very easy to replace. And if you want something that performs a little bit better, you can go with the Thermalright Peerless Assassin, which is one of the most popular coolers on the market. Thermalright does really, really great coolers. And this one is basically the same cooler that I showed you right now, but it has dual tower design. So it has two fans with two towers. It helps to dissipate more heat, and as a result of that, it gives better performance. So you can see over here how it looks like on the motherboard. Also has RGB. It is also in white, and this is a great cooler. This is one of the best coolers on the market, and when it comes to price to performance, it's only 36 bucks. When you compare it to like other more expensive coolers in like $100 range, it just destroys them. There's plenty of reviews on it on YouTube and on Google. You can look it up. I would highly, highly recommend to get this one. And again, if you are afraid to install something like this and you know it's your first time, they have guides on their Amazon page on how to install this cooler. So you just can follow along with a guide and see how to install one. It's really not that difficult, and it's also a lot of fun. So take the challenge as it is and have fun. I think this build will look great. And with that said, I think we come to the end of this video. So let's say if you go instead of going with the water cooling solution, if you are going with the Thermalright air cooler solution instead, I think you can get this build down to 1500 or very close to it. So yeah, 1520, and this build is, no question asked, like very good performance, like crazy good performance. You have an RTX 5070 with a Ryzen 7 7700X. This will hold pretty much any game you will throw at. If you want to play on full HD or on 2K resolution, it will just eat pretty much everything. And because it is a new platform, you'll also have the benefit of an upgrade path in the future if you want to upgrade your CPU to an X3D CPU, which will have better performance for gaming. This is also an option. And because we got a good power supply, you can also upgrade your GPU in the future. Now, regarding that, if you want, you can actually go with the 1000 watt version of this power supply. It is on sale right now. I actually wanted to go with that power supply in the beginning, but because it was way over budget, I decided to step down a little bit. But if you go with the GV1000, it is on sale right now for $110. So let's say if you cut down on the cooler and you want to get a 1000 watt power supply, this is also an option. This will add only, like, I think $25 to our build, 20 to $25. And what this will give you is the option to upgrade to a much stronger GPU in the future. Let's say you want to upgrade to a 5090 or something like that. You know, want the best of the best. This is totally an option. And you can see how much you can play with those little parts. But I think we have a very good baseline over here. So of course, if you have any questions or you want to know anything further else, please let me know in the comments down below. I think you have a very good build over here, and I think you will be happy with it. This is something that I will definitely buy for myself. And if I could, I would do it right now. And I built this computer just to show you, but I can't. It's okay. I try to do my best, and I hope this video helps you. Please consider checking the build videos that I have on my channel. You can see them on the homepage. It will get you a little bit going, you know, to understand like what we are doing. And I think it's a lot of fun. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. In the meantime, I will see you in the comment section. Peace.